What's up, guys? Before we get into this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to your girl's YouTube channel. I would really appreciate it. But yeah, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Alrighty, guys, so we're going to be doing some full glam makeup today, and I'm super excited because full beat is my fave. And the first thing I'm going to do is prep my skin with this Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. And I like taking this and just putting it everywhere. I have been feeling super dry lately, and I was super confused as to why, because I drank so much water. You know, it's not dry outside, it's not too cold, but now I know I'm so dry. But yeah, I'm just gonna slather this pretty much everywhere, and I like giving myself like a nice massage when I do it, just to get the blood flow going, because I feel like it makes my skin look healthy, luminous, and vibrant under my makeup. And I also like to massage my skin so that it can absorb every ounce of this, because this baby is not cheap. She is expensive. She's $100 for this big old jar, but it's so worth it. This is my favorite moisturizer ever. It's just so hydrating. It makes your skin look beautiful, and under makeup, it's so wonderful. Okay, so now that I have my moisturizer on, I'm gonna go in with a primer. And okay, yeah, I'll take one primer today. I'm gonna try the Too Faced Hangover Primer. So this is like a little sample size of it. It's supposed to make your skin look radiant. It's supposed to make your skin look hydrated, and 100% said their skin had the appearance of a full night's rest, which is crazy. It's something I haven't had in years. So let's see if it really works. It's, again, the Too Faced Hangover RX Primer. And I used this years ago, like years, and I feel like I really liked it. But I haven't used it since. So the little sample size comes in this cute little bottle. It's really cute. Yeah, so it has coconut water, probiotic based, and ingredient skin revivers, silicone free, so that's really nice. You don't want to clog your pores with all that silicone. And I guess I'm just gonna take it and put it on the higher points of my face, since it's supposed to be super hydrating. Oh, what is in my hair? Oh god, I got moisturizer in my hair. Put it on my chin, my forehead. Yeah, so I'm just gonna take that much. I'll see if I need more. I don't think I will. And just rub that all in. Again, giving it, oh gosh, wow, little goes a long way. It's super silky, feeling like a moisturizer. It's really nice. I hate when primers are really tacky, like so tacky I can barely move it across my skin. It feels like I'm dragging goo all over myself. But this one, oh my gosh, it literally smells the way it did when I used it in like 2017. It's crazy. But yeah, I really hope that this primer is like everything I feel like I remember it being. It was just so good. I feel like my makeup looked so freaking good with it on. Yeah, my skin looks really vibrant and hydrated, so I really am loving it so far. I hope, oh, don't love it too much, because this I probably have like 2 more uses out of, and then I'm gonna have to buy the full size, which I believe is like $38, which is not bad for a primer, because I feel like the tube's pretty big. But I don't know, something about I'm really cheap. Ugh, I know. Okay, but wow, my skin looks really good with the primer. Okay, primer is on. I'm trying to think what I want to do. I don't know if I want to jump into brows, or if I want to do my foundation first and then brows. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do my foundation, and then I'm going to do my brows so that I can conceal everything while I'm concealing my brows. And for foundation, I'm going to be taking my all-time fave. This is like my holy grail foundation. I love this foundation. This is the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation, and I'm super, super upset because they took it out of my store and we don't sell this anymore. But I think you can still get it on the NARS website. I'm not sure where else. But this is the Sheer Glow from NARS. And in case you're curious, I am in the shade Fiji Light 5. Oh man, I love the way this foundation goes on. It's full coverage. The name, it's weird because the name is Sheer Glow, but I feel like there's a glow kind of to it, but it is not sheer. Maybe the glow is sheer, but the product itself, this baby is full coverage. So I'm going to just take a little bit on the back of my hand. And I like to put maybe more than I'll need than less than I need because I really don't like to keep going back and forth because I didn't put enough. I just don't want to deal with all that. So I'm going to put that much on the back of my hand, and I freaking love this shade. I feel like it's just a little bit darker than me, but it doesn't look like, oh my gosh, she has a wrong shade foundation. I feel like it looks so good. It's so cute. And then, yeah, I'm going to just take this blender. I'm just using a basic blender, nothing crazy. I'm going to go ahead and pat some product in from the back of my hand, and then I'm going to start. I always like to start on the right side of my face and then work my way to the left. I'm not sure why. That's just the way I feel like I've always done it. And I'm just going to gently pat this in, and the coverage on it is so freaking beautiful. I feel like it covers everything from redness to like maybe an acne mark. I don't really get like huge like pimples or anything, but I get like little tiny bumps that I hate when you can see them through foundation. I feel like this one you just can't because it's really thick. But why I love this foundation is because it just covers my redness so easily. And I feel like some foundations that I go through are just like, I have the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, which is like a medium coverage. And I have the Anastasia, which is a medium coverage as well. And I feel like they're medium coverage, which is why I don't expect them to cover too much, but it takes so much for them to cover the slightest bit of redness I have, even though they're gorgeous on the skin. And I love this one because my redness is like the only thing I really need to cover, and it just covers it instantly. I don't have to like battle back and forth with it. It's really nice. And I feel like the other foundations I use don't cover redness as well. And this one, yeah, see, that wasn't even enough. Probably because my sponge soaked up the whole thing. Duh, Taylor. But yeah, this one, I feel like covers everything so well. And it's super buildable. Some foundations, I find like when you try to build it up, they just get super chunky and then they start lifting and peeling. This one, I could literally probably put 100 layers and it would look gorgeous. Because I do like a good amount of foundation on, because I feel like my skin just looks so good when it's like just a thick base of foundation on the days where I want full glam. Like, of course, on the days where I want to go a little bit more natural, I don't go as crazy. But on the days where I want like some full glam coverage, I'm gonna slather that foundation on. And I do like to put the foundation over my eyebrows because I feel like when I draw them on, the product just kind of looks the way I want it to look. Because when I draw my eyebrows on for full coverage, I like them to look like super flaky and drawn on, nothing too natural. And I feel like when I put the foundation over, it kind of like blocks the natural from coming through. I'm just making sure to blend it down my neck because, like I said, it is a little tad bit darker, but it's not like a crazy darker. It's just like more of like a yellow toned, and I love it. Okay, so for brows, let's see. I'm gonna take my little goodie box drawer full of brow products, and I don't know, do I want to do pencil? Do I want to do powder, pomade? What am I feeling? I don't know. I think I'm gonna take this pencil and start off with the pencil, and if I feel like it's not enough, maybe go in with a dip brow. So this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and this is the shade Ash Brown, and I'll try to show you, but you probably won't be able to see it. Right there, it's Ash Brown, which I love because it's like, that's all I have left. It's not gonna be enough. I already know it's not gonna be enough. Okay, so when that runs out, you know what? I'm gonna just do the pomade because that pencil, that's not gonna be nothing. That's, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna take the Anastasia pomade in the same shade. This is in the shade Ash Brown, and I'm gonna take my eyebrow pencil right here, brand new fade. Nice. And this is the Morphe M158 eyebrow pencil, and I love it because it's super, super thin, really good for detailing, or if you want eyebrows that aren't going to be super thick, because sometimes when I use a thicker brow pencil, it just takes control of me and my eyebrows look crazy thick. And I want them to be like drawn, but I don't want them to be thick. Like I want them to be a thin, nice, like sleek brow. So I'm going to take this spoolie and I'm just going to blend the foundation into my natural eyebrow hair and just kind of brush it up to get that shape I want before I start drawing it on. So with the pencil, I think I'm actually going to do like the Anastasia eyebrow trick and draw out where the arch and the brows should be so that I have a good kind of like area to trace so that I know where to go, because sometimes my eyebrows like will be right here, sometimes it'll be back here, and it's just, yeah. So I'm gonna go up like this, and it's supposed to be like the bridge of your nose, like that's how far your eyebrow should come out. And I got my eyebrows waxed like a couple weeks ago. My friend that waxed them told me my eyebrows were really like pretty symmetrical, which was so sweet. So no, they're not. You don't lie to me. But yeah, so that was cool. So to get the arch, you want to take it from where your nose, like that little indent is, I think, and then just like that's where the arch would be. Oh God, I don't know if I'm doing this right. Ah. Okay, and then just take it down here and the same thing. Hopefully I'll be able to see that. And then all the way like this. Wait. Oh, crap. I forgot where it should end, but I think it's going to be like right there. Oh, well, pretty good. Nice. Okay, so it's already like where my natural brow kind of is, which is really nice. So now the hard part is trying to get the pomade drawn on where we want it to look super full coverage and sleek, but natural at the same time. Which doesn't make any sense, but that's the look I'm going for, because full coverage glam is just, everything has to be so full coverage to me. Like it's not full coverage unless my eyebrows are on fleek and everything just looks snatched and beautiful. I think I'm gonna start towards the inner part of my eye, which I know you're supposed to start like out here, but I want to start inside over here just so I can get that line going up, and then kind of, I don't know, I'm going to start it over here. I'm just going to go and kind of do the top and connect the tail back here so that it's easier to fill in. It's kind of weird if my eyebrow should be all the way. I'm just going to go with it. We'll see what happens. And then I'm just going to take my spoolie and lightly brush the front because I want to have that faded out look. I don't want it to be too dark in the front. I want the tail end to be a little more dark. And before I conceal, I'm just going to go ahead and do this other eyebrow so that we can get to the concealer. So I will be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and concealed under my brow, on top of my brow, and right in the center so that I can draw it out with a brush so they look a little bit more carved and perfect. And I took the Anastasia concealer to do that, and I am in the shade number 3, but I love this concealer because I feel like it's super thick and full coverage without being like too cakey on my skin. So to blend out the concealer, I'm going to be taking, hopefully if I have one, a flat brush. so that the lines can be nice and sharp under and over my brows. I'm going to be taking this one right here, and I'll show you what it looks like. No number or anything on it, but it's just a flat little like paintbrush looking thing, just so I can keep the lines nice and straight and not too crooked and crazy. And I'm just gonna go ahead and carve under and over my eyebrow to make it super defined and super, super sleek. Alrighty, so now I have kind of carved them out with my brush. I'm going to go ahead and take my same sponge that I use my foundation with and just blend out the concealer into my foundation, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the concealer everywhere else so I can blend it out as well at the same time. But I like to start with my eyes and kind of bring it down a little bit so that I don't need as much when I go in with my concealer over here. Okay, so now that the concealer is blended out around my eyebrows, I'm going to take the same concealer and just go ahead and put it on the parts where I want to highlight and put a little more definition into my skin. So I'm going to be taking it down here right under my eye so that I can bring it up under my eye. But I feel like when I put the product down here and then work my way back up, my eyes don't crease as much as they do when I slather it like right under my eye. And then I'm going to take this and just drag it up like that because it kind of gives like a little lifted effect once I put my contour on. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing on this side, give it that little lifted effect. And then I'm going to take a little bit down the bridge of my nose and just a tiny bit right on the tip of my nose. And then I also like to put some right above my lip and then right under as well because I do put some contour right under, and then I like to take it up there so that when I put my contour on, it kind of looks a little bit more defined. Then I'm just going to take a little tiny bit more, even though I already put some right here with my eyebrows, just like that. I'm going to take this brush right here because I really do like the way that it's shaped. I feel like it's going to get under my eye pretty good. It's slanted. It's not too dense, but it's not too fluffy. I feel like this is going to be a good one for concealer, so hopefully it looks pretty good. And with my concealer, I want to let it sit under my eye just for a little bit so it has a little bit more coverage. So I'm going to start with my chin area and then just start blending it in and working my way up. And then I like to drag it down, kind of like an oval shape, so when the light hits me, it just brings a little bit more dimension and shape to my face, as opposed to just being so round and oval. Okay, so to contour my face, I'm going to go ahead and be using this Cover FX Power Play Concealer, and this is in the shade N Deep 4. And I'm just going to put a couple dots around the higher points of my face where I want to contour my face, so it gives like that chiseled look, if you may. And the reason I like using this concealer is because it blends really, really well. A little bit definitely goes a super long way, so you don't need too much. So it does dry a little bit fast, so I'm only going to start with this area of my face and then go on to like my jaw and my nose. But I do want to do this area first because it does dry down pretty fast. And I think to blend it out, I'm going to go in with just my blender and just lightly tap it, working my way up because I don't want to drag it down too much because I do like to focus it in the higher points to hollow out my face. Okay, now that my cheek contour is blended out and so is my forehead, I'm going to take a little bit down my nose and on my jawline to contour these same areas. Okay, to blend out the contour on my jawline, I'm just going to go ahead and take my sponge, and then for my nose, I'm actually going to use a dense brush so that I can get more of a precise line down. So this one, I'm just going to take my blender, kind of blend it all the way to the back of my ear back here, just to make sure it's all like kind of the same shade, the same amount of bronze to it. Now that that is kind of blended, it's okay. I think when I go in with my setting powder, it's gonna help because I did put a little too much down here on my chin. Looking a little dark. That's okay. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go in with the dense brush and I'm kind of just gonna drag it up and down, creating the illusion of a slimmer nose, which is what I'm going for. I'm just gonna slowly stipple it down, kind of like in a V shape, because that's the shape that I'm going for. Okay, so now that it is blended out on my nose, I'm gonna go ahead and take a setting powder and kind of carve out that shape that I want. I'm gonna take it all over my face and pat it in the areas that I want to highlight more and kind of like just bake and set a little bit longer. And for my under eye area, I'm gonna take just a fluffier, not as dense brush. I'm just gonna lightly tap it in under my eye just to set that area. I don't wanna highlight or bake too much because I feel like it kind of dries me out and then it creases a little bit more than it should. So I'm just gonna go ahead in with that brush. So while the powder is baking and sitting, I'm gonna go ahead and take this palette right here, which is the Vava Bloom palette. And I'm gonna go ahead and probably start with this shade right here. It's kind of like a brick red. I'm just gonna focus that on the outer corners of my eye, bringing it kind of in just to build definition in my eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and take a clean brush just to blend it out without adding more product so it doesn't spread out farther than I want it to. I'm gonna go ahead and take the brush that I blended it out with. I'm gonna take this more neutral, like nude shade on the brush. And then I'm just going to focus it on the inner parts of my eye. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this glitter shade right here and I'm just gonna go in with my finger. And I'm gonna lightly press that in towards the bottom of my eye makeup. Okay, so now that my eyeshadow is done, super simple, what was that, like 3 colors? I'm gonna go ahead and take this fluffy brush right here. Go ahead and dust off the powder from our little bake sesh. Okay, so now that the powder is dusted off, I'm gonna go ahead and take a blush because I do want to put blush just to put a little bit more color back into my face. I'm gonna take this one, which I've been using. It's been my fave. Is the Anastasia Blush Trio in Pool Party, and it has 3 different shades in it. What the shades look like, and these 2 right here have literally been my best friend. They are so cute. So I am just gonna take both of them because I like that really peach shade mixed with the pink. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna go ahead and just lightly pat that in on the higher ends of my cheekbones. And same thing, I'm gonna go ahead and take those 2 colors and put it on the other side. Now that the blush is on, and I absolutely am obsessed with that color, those pinks are so gorgeous to me. I am going to take, let's see if I can find it. Ooh, right here. My Cover FX Sunkissed Bronze. And this is a bronzer. And I'm just gonna go ahead and lightly put a little bit on this brush and then stipple it in, kind of just to set where we did like the liquid bronzer. After all the powders, all the setting, all that good stuff, Before I do my lip liner and lipstick, I'm going to go ahead and set my whole face with my setting spray. And this is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. It's going to like drench my whole face in it, literally. And the reason I drench my whole face in it is because I feel like this setting spray is amazing, and it just makes all my powders, all my liquids, all my everything just completely melt together and look so seamless and beautiful. Like I just painted on the bronzer, contour, and like everything at the same exact time. I feel like it just looks so freaking good. So while my face is still a little bit moist from the Continuous Setting Mist, I'm going to go ahead and take my highlighter palette, and this one is the Sugar palette from Anastasia, and the shade I'm going to be taking is Starburst and Marshmallow. So Starburst is this one down here, and Marshmallow is this one over here, and I like to just mix them together because I feel like together they are unstoppable. And I just like to lightly pat it in on the higher points of my face where I want the light to hit me and shine. And I just like I like putting it everywhere because I feel like it's so gorgeous. I love that highlighted glitter look, like when it's just all over. And I will never forget when I put highlight on my nose here. I just stuck it on. It wasn't that blended because it was what we did back in 2016, 2015. And my mom in the car on my way to school was like, "You look like a reindeer." And I was like, "Thank you." So for lip liner and lipstick, this part always makes me nervous because I feel like when you do your eyeshadow, full glam, everything, your lip liner and your lipstick can make or break the entire look that you just did if it doesn't match. Because to me, sometimes I'll do an eyeshadow, I'll put a lipstick on and realize it just does not go together. So let's see out of my handy dandy little lip liners which one we're going to choose today. Love Bite from Morphe liner. And sharpen it a little bit because it is dull. Alright, so I lined my lips with the Love Bite, and I am not disappointed at the way it came out. I think it's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous color. So now for the lipstick, I'm going to take the Morphe Bare All lipstick, which is like a really light nude shade, and just put that all over my lips. So just to give my lips a little bit more definition, I'm going to take a darker lip liner and just put it right at the bottom of my lips. Wow, I think it looks so cute. To complete this look, I'm going to go ahead and be putting my bat wings on, my lashes. That's probably going to be the final steps. I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, I went ahead and put my lashes on. I went with a little bit more of a dramatic lash today because it is a full glam. I'm gonna just brush my hair because taking that headband out made it kind of crazy. This is the final look. Really simple, really cute. I love the way that it came out. I think it looks really nice. It's like a real simple, beautiful, elegant glam and nothing too crazy. I'm not gonna say it was quick because I'm probably been in here for like 2 hours, but I am loving the way the highlight is looking. It's so cute. But yeah, that was so fun, easy. I hope you guys like this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I would love to interact with you. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a nice big fat thumbs up. And go ahead and leave a comment on your favorite maybe like lip combo, because this one has been like my go-to. It's the Love Bite lip liner and the Bare All lipstick from Morphe. But yeah, it's like a really cute like nude moment. I'm the sucker for nudes. I love them. But yeah, bye guys. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.